Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a beautiful Friday before Labor Day weekend here on the Morning Woodward Show. Jeff, Iafrate, myself. Of course, there's Fish. Good morning, Fish.
Hi. Good morning, everybody.
All right, that's the last I want to hear from you for the rest of the show.
Why?
Oh, come on.
What did I do already?
You're being an ass before the show.
Yeah, the people could
Am
not hear that.
I don't know. I mean, I just try to be happy and have fun.
God bless. Jeff, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm excited. Good weekend ahead of us. A lot of college football. We saw a little last night as well.
Hell yeah.
We saw Oklahoma State just lay the meat on Central. But it's nice. I'm excited.
They only won by like 15.
I have an interesting announcement to make later on in the show. I think you guys know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, gosh.
So that'll be fun. I can't wait for that. That'll come second hour of the show. And making his return from a 2-day suspension, Alex Westfall. Yay! All right, let's get the show started. Jeff, a lot of college football action last night.
Yeah.
Really interesting. The West Virginia-Pittsburgh game. Not bad. I had a parlay that almost hit. Speaking of betting, by the way, before we actually get into the show,
here we go.
we're bringing back bets.
Yay.
We're bringing back bets. It's going to be on Fridays.
It'll be fun.
And today will be the first inaugural segment, if that's what you want to call it.
Good.
And I can't wait. I can't wait. My wife's going to hate me over the weekend. I'm going to be betting. I know I'm supposed to be giving her time, but, you know, I need me time too.
Better not lose me any money.
What is it?
You better not lose me any money.
Fish, I don't lose money. I don't think I'd be alive making the bets I'd make if I lost money.
Yeah, I was going to say, you put them
how
in...
about you not be the jackass that just walks up to a random guy, hey, can you put my bets in for me?
Whoa. You steal their phones half the time. You say, give me your
I
phone,
give him
and you
the
place
bets
it
that I
back.
make. But he wants to parlay them all. I bet them all individually.
I do not parlay them.
God damn you, Westfall. Shut the hell up before you get suspended again. All right, Jeff. Speaking of somebody with the name Jeff Okudah has earned the starting role with the Detroit Lions at corner. I'm not going to put you on the spot for expectations. I'm not. I think that's kind of irrelevant and well played out by now.
Right.
What I'm going to ask you is, how confident are you in Jeff Okudah returning not only to the Lions this year, but being the number one corner on this football team? Because if we're honest, I don't think many people are asking questions about the offense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think many people question the relationship between Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson and what they'll do on that side of the ball. A lot of question marks on defense. A lot of question marks. You like Anthony Lynn, or excuse me, you like Aaron Glenn. Anthony Lynn last year was a disaster on offense.
Right.
Aaron Glenn was actually one of the bright spots before they let go of Lynn during the early parts of the year where you're like, how are we in these games? How is the defense making these stops? How do we do this to Lamar Jackson? So Glenn has shown some nice moments, but the defense is going to be a problem this year. And you want to talk about the difference this season between a 10-7 team? Because they have a 10-win offense.
Yep.
They have a 10-win offense. They have a 5-win defense. Maybe even 4.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah,
I mean that.
They do. And again, it doesn't all depend on Jeff Okudah. Like I said yesterday and the day prior, a lot of what the Lions do this year is going to be dependent on their defensive line. That's the most important part. To be able to get after the quarterback, it's going to make Jeff Okudah's job a little bit easier. But to your point, you brought up Aaron Glenn. Schematically is something that's going to benefit Jeff, because as opposed to the previous regime, putting him in spots that aren't always favorable. Now with Aaron Glenn, I think not only does he have the mentorship of a guy who's played the same position, is pretty damn good at it, but also he has a coach that I believe is just better schematically. So I'm excited to see Jeff this year. I can't give you, obviously, predictions on statistics. I do think he'll be healthy for a majority of the season. I did say that yesterday. And as long as this defensive line, Adam, is getting to the quarterback, and I get the linebacker core, there's some worries, in that as well. You have Derek Barnes, Alex Anzalone, Malcolm Rodriguez. But that secondary, It's young. Like, I like Kirby Joseph coming up. Tracy Walker just got re-signed. Amani Oruwariye, you really don't have too many questions about. But Jeff Okudah, I'm just happy because this is the first step. You beat out Will Harris. You get to start. But let's see what he has. It starts with staying healthy. But again, if that defensive line can wreak some havoc at him, it's going to make his job a whole lot easier. So
all right,
it's not all him.
I want to get a few people in the chat involved. We'll start with Funky. Really excited about football. I think we all are. This is an interesting comment. Adam, you're underselling the defense. Am I?
I mean, they're kind of unproven, to be honest with you.
No, well,
like, what do you...
I want to know what you guys see. Because what I see is a defense that has not shown they can stop the run.
Right.
A defense so far where, again, you're rooting very hard for these secondary players to perform. But they haven't. They generally haven't. Mm-hmm. Jeff Okudah hasn't wowed you off the screen. Neither has Will Harris. Look, there are bright spots in preseason. But that defense, that's going to be the answer this year. If they go from being a D-plus defense to a C, you can manage that.
You can.
If they are a D-plus defense all season, I don't care if the offense peaks at B-plus. Mm-hmm. You're not going to win many games. That's going to be difficult. You're going to be in shootouts. Putting the pressure on your team. Again, that's a run-first team. You want to be up early. You want to be able to control the game. Keep the offense off the field. And when the opposing offense is on the field, the defense makes a few stops.
Right.
And it allows you to build a 2-possession lead. Commit to running the ball more. I don't see it. I don't. I think the defense has a lot of questions. Linebacker, the interior, even the secondary. I know it's free half-A season, but you still have questions in the secondary. Nothing is proven.
Yep. Same thing with Aleem. I love it, Aleem McNeil, but this year he can go out and prove it. And I love how Ryan phrased it in the chat. He said 29th rated defense last year, and we added rookies. Like, think about that. So, and that's what we went to yesterday, me talking about the youth of this team. It's really defensively. I mean, there's guys I like, absolutely, and I already went through them, but there's some guys that you have to see them do it and prove it. Jeff Okudah, Ali McNeil, Levi, Josh Pascal, another one, Aiden Hutchinson. I can't wait to see him on the football field, but still, he needs to prove it to us. I think he will. But still, to your point, Adam, this defense, as much as we like this offense, you got to have both sides of the football, because there's going to be some times where you're in games and you're facing, the Minnesota Vikings or the Green Bay Packers, and you're just outmanned. I mean, their defense, especially those two teams, are at least better. Offensively, comparable. We can keep up with those teams, but defensively, that's where we kind of lag behind. It's a problem. So, and that's what they're going to address next offseason.
And let's be realistic about last season. The offense was not doing the defense any favors.
No, it was opposite.
Those fourth down calls, not doing the defense any favors.
Right.
All season long. So how much do you want to weigh into that, right? They had the 32nd and 31st ranked offense. I believe 31st total defense total in the NFL last year. They were very good. They were bottom 4, bottom 5 in the NFL. And yes, you added rookies. You added a few free agents, but mostly rookies. Mm-hmm. So what are you relying on this year? You're relying on Aiden Hutchinson to be an absolute menace, 8.5 sacks or more. I think that's very realistic, so I'll give you that one. You're depending on your interior line to support stopping the run. Unproven. You are relying on Alex Anzalone and Malcolm Rodriguez, it looks like, to be your starting linebackers. Look, I think everybody likes Malcolm Rodriguez. He does all the, quote, little things right. The coaches love him. It's year one. How much do you want me to expect out of him year one? Go to the secondary, corners.
Right.
Jeff, Will Harris. You have Amani Oruwariye. Okay.
Chase Lucas. Who's, a rookie.
I don't see it. All I see is there are a few nice pieces. And let's say Jeff Okudah gives you a Pro Bowl year. Are you going to win because of your secondary? Or are you going to win because of your pass rush?
I was going to say, if he has a Pro Bowl year, we know they're getting to the quarterback.
You're probably getting a lot of production on the defensive line. It starts there,
right.
And you have questions about the interior. Now, has Aiden lined up on the interior throughout joint practices and camp? Sure, yeah. He'll be versatile. He'll do his job. He's going to be a problem this year. Mm-hmm. But you don't have enough problems on defense, and I mean that in the opposite way. You don't have enough guys that'll change the game. I think Aiden Hutchinson, game changer. Is Tracy Walker a game changer? He's a leader.
Yeah.
Is he a game changer? Is he a game wrecker? Is Jeff Okudah a game wrecker? You maybe have one, and it's a rookie. Anzalone's not a game wrecker. Malcolm Rodriguez is a rookie. He's not a game wrecker. Jeff Okudah, Warrior, Will Harris, are they game changers, game wreckers? No.
Yeah, the only one, I guess, proven to be a playmaker would be Ermanni, but that was one season. We got to see him follow
and then
it
got
up.
hurt.
Right.
And then you go to the offensive side of the ball. Who's a game changer on offense? Oh, the offensive line.
Yep.
Take that unit. Amon-Ra St. Brown, DeAndre Swift, game changer. TJ Hawkinson, healthy with all that potential game changer. It's all there on offense. And you can maybe point to one on defense, and it's the rookie.
That's the two things the offense has to do this year is, one, control the clock, and two, not put the defense in bad situations. That's why I'm so curious to see this year, what Dan Campbell are we getting? Are we getting the go for it on fourth down Dan Campbell and risk putting your defense in very unfavorable positions? Or do you want to be it safe and at least give your defense the benefit of the doubt? I'm going to be curious to see it, Adam, because this offense, they can't control the clock. You have that offensive line, that run game. But going for it on fourth down and putting your defense in bad positions, it ain't going to help them statistically, I'll tell you that.
People sleep on the rookie. Didn't Patrick Queen start as a rookie? Maybe not the same talent-wise, but Rodrigo's very disciplined, big heart, and hungry to play the game. You know what, Hollywood? I agree with that statement. I do.
If he's Patrick Queen,
we're not that part. But I agree with the ending of he's disciplined, huge heart, hungry to play, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Patrick Queen was a rookie when he came out and shined on Baltimore's defense.
Mm-hmm. But they had
Micah
a veteran
Parsons.
defense as well around him.
Micah Parsons, a first-round pick, is a game changer. Mm-hmm. Patrick Queen was a first-round pick.
Yeah.
We're talking about a sixth-round pick, so there's a huge difference here. And you know what? The Lions may have fell into luck a little bit, and they may have been fortunate with Malcolm because you watch the tape, him at Oklahoma State, he was pretty much everywhere. Why'd he fall? Size.
Yeah, his height.
He's 2-3 inches taller, a little faster. He's probably a second round pick.
Yeah, maybe even second. He's 6'2".
Nakobe Dean fell because of his injury history, his medical, and his size, of course.
Did you hear Ryan yesterday?
No.
He this is why I love Ryan. He had the hot
Ermanni, right?
Yeah, he had the hot take. He said he believes Malcolm Rodriguez will have a better impact and better statistics than Nakobe Dean will for the Eagles this year. For just this year, he thinks Malcolm. And I mean, it makes sense. Malcolm's going to have a bigger role with the Lions.
I buy it. No, I buy that.
Wasn't really. I don't think it was a hot take, but it was. He came out and said it.
He's going to be a starting linebacker. The kid gets 6 tackles a game. You're looking at 102 tackles on the year.
Yeah, it's not crazy. I actually kind of agree with him because of his role.
Wouldn't surprise me. Coming up. Just a few minutes. Sean Murphy joins the show to give us his thoughts on the Donovan Mitchell move, what it means for the Detroit Pistons moving forward, their young core, much more coming up later on in the show. 8:45, Rich Eisen has the Lions as a part of his top 5 sleeper teams in the NFL. I'll tell you where he had them. And then second hour of the show, guys, you know exactly what's coming. Michigan State season preview and expectations. Owen joins us to preview tonight's game as well between Michigan State and Western. We have Michigan State season expectations with Owen as well. And then, of course, betting on college football for the weekend. It's going to be a great second hour of the show, along with I'll be announcing who I'll be rooting for this year.
Oh, yes.
And I'm very much excited for it.
We've been waiting.
We all
I'm
are.
very much excited for it. So, we'll do all that and more. But before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at the Sports Marketing Agency.
The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and other things like substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the F Word, F is for Fentanyl, helps spread awareness of fentanyl and other addictions. Please go to thesportsma.com if you're struggling or know someone who is.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Detroit's downtown summer playground is back. Open all summer long, the Monroe Street Midway. Enjoy roller skating, free Wi-Fi, food trucks, art installations, and so much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the basketball court, putt-putt, and, of course, family programming all summer long. All art installations are done by Detroit artists, and it's a fun, safe event from people 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Let me tell you about our friends at Folling Warehouse. Because, guys, Folling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling game 2 to play for $12. Or you have the unlimited open play for $120. You have a lane reservation for up to 10 people. $2 mystery beer as well. And you have a full bar. Go check it out. You and find 9 other friends. Go check out FollingWarehouse.com.
Jeff, we got to go to the Fulton Warehouse soon. I think that's the team that wins it all at the network.
As long as I'm not throwing ducks, I think we have a chance.
I mean, let's just look at pound for pound between the shows, right? You got me and you.
Mm-hmm.
I would say
thanks for including me and Westfall.
Shut the hell up. The average, Joe Athletic kind of person.
Yeah,
we have Neil Rule, who I'm not too worried about.
Might be more of a
but
hooper.
probably has some low key skill.
Low key.
You have Darren McCarty, who's outside of hitting people. That's all we're gonna get out of him. Terry's in retirement mode right now.
Wow.
We go to the bottom line.
Yeah.
Ryan Ermanni hit one lucky shot in his life, and it just so happened to be recorded. So
Did they
right
win?
now he's the best player on the network apparently.
Didn't Ermanni and Edwards win last time at Folling?
They won the championship.
But nobody was there.
Oh, gotcha.
Nobody was there that could throw a football. God.
We're coming for revenge. We'll do it again.
Speaking of coming for revenge, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Oh,
they pulled out.
Yes. OH!
Fish.
Fish, I swear to God, if you ever on the show again pull that stupid ass chant out.
OH!
Fish, don't. Fish, lock the door behind you.
Mute your mic.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
God. Cavalier fans are saying that, Fish.
Cavalier fans, I'm sure, are very, very happy. They acquired Donovan Mitchell yesterday, what was a big deal. But we are joined by our very own Sean Murphy to recap not only the trade, what it means for the Pistons. Sean, good morning, buddy.
Adam, Beydoun, Jeff, my guy. It is a great day to finally have something to talk about in the basketball world. Really good to see you guys as always. Let's talk about it, man. Can
I ask you something before we get into the Mitchell stuff?
Fire away, my friend.
All right, look. You got a green screen, all right? It's awesome. Why don't you add some pizzazz a little bit? Why don't you show me some, as Lee Corso would say, show me some ass? Like, what are we doing here? Why do I gotta look at you?
This service doesn't let me add a background, man. I want to. I'm all about adding some pizzazz, but I can't. It doesn't let me. All we got is the green screen, unless you want. Listen, you want me to pull out my green screen to the atrocity?
I'm gonna send you a goddamn wallpaper kit, and you're gonna put it together. All right?
I love it. Deal.
Jesus.
Let's do it.
All right, Sean, break it down. Donovan Mitchell traded to the Cavs.
So my initial thought when I first saw it, when the Woj tweet hit at 3:33 p.m. yesterday, was holy, because it was a big move that was completely unexpected. The initial reaction, obviously, is the Cleveland Cavaliers now, on paper, have one of the best offensive backcourts and one of the best defensive front courts. You look at a guy like Colin Sexton going in return to Utah, a guy who literally literally was gonna have to sign like a qualifying offer like next week, was getting almost little to no traction in the free agency market, now is a main piece used in Donovan Mitchell trade. I think for Cleveland, this is a huge step. And if you're looking at this from, from Detroit's perspective, I think a lot of people are feeling like the sky is falling and are freaking out a lot. But, this is more of a risk than people recognize. The Cavaliers gave up 5 picks total, 3 unprotected first-round picks, 2 future pick swaps. So this has to work out for Cleveland because otherwise they have a lot of draft capital in this going forward. However, I mean, they got one of the better shooting guards in the league. They got one of the more dynamic athletic scorers in the league, and to pair him alongside Darius Garland in that backcourt on paper, definitely a scary team offensively.
Sean, I have to ask, you said they have to accomplish something really special. What is that exactly? Honest to God. Because is Donovan Mitchell the best player in the East? And if he's not the best, is he top 3? Is he top 5? Is he top 10? Like, what is the realistic expectation moving forward with Cleveland? They have Evan Mobley, and now they have Donovan Mitchell. It's a hell of a young core. They still have other pieces around them. But I want to know, is it, we're going to contend in the conference, or I think we're just going to be a really good team in the regular season, but I don't see them getting anywhere in the next 3-5 years. What's the breakdown look like for Cleveland?
This is a team that definitely can be contending and towards the top of the Eastern Conference over the next couple of years. I think the key for what this roster has going for them is not only do you have 3 players that are current NBA All-Stars in Jarrett Allen, Darius Garland, and Donovan Mitchell, but you also have a guy in a future All-Star in Evan Mobley on the wings as well, which is what makes this trade so unique and so special, is the fact that they still have all this talent in their arsenal. Now, the thing about this trade that makes it complicated is that if you're looking at the grand landscape of the current Eastern Conference of the NBA, it is one of the deepest Eastern Conference we've had in a long time. Even just within the Central Division, you still have Giannis, Drew Holiday to deal with. You still have Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Lonzo Ball. So just because the Cleveland Cavaliers went and got Donovan Mitchell doesn't mean it's a guarantee. And for them, they are going to have to see some promising signs soon, because Donovan Mitchell only has 2 years left on his contract, and the Utah Jazz acquired unprotected picks that all take place after that contract expires. So Utah's gamble here is Donovan Mitchell isn't re-signing. So that's the type of thing that Cleveland's going to have to look at here, is we're going to have to put something together relatively quickly so that we make sure that he stays and we're not screwing ourselves over in the future.
And Sean, we talked about this last night too, about just that Central Division alone. It's a bloodbath. I mean, you look at the teams, especially in the next couple of years where the Pistons are going to be, the Pacers are trending. This division is tough. And I want to ask you, how does this trade affect the Pistons, affect the Central Division, but also how does it change, if it does, your expectations for the Pistons this upcoming season?
Yeah, Jeff, you brought up a great point, man. We brought it up on From Half Court, which you can go check out, by the way. Shameless plug here.
Yes,
no
sir.
shame whatsoever. But here's what I will say, Jeff. First of all, the Central Division might be the best division of basketball both right now, but it definitely will be in the next year or two, because the Detroit Pistons this time next year are going to have over $60 million cap space. In theory, they're trying to go after the similar plan that the Cleveland Cavaliers have right now. So when I'm looking at like how this affects the Pistons, like what the bottom line is, like how this affects the Central Division, I think right now it just adds a lot of depth. I think if you're looking at like from Detroit's perspective, you're going to have to face Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen, Darius Garland 4 times a year, and that's not counting, your off night in the Central Division is against Tyrese Halliburton and Benedict Mathurin. And even though that team's going to be in the Victor Wembanyama, like #1 overall pick sweepstakes, that's still not scrubs by any means. So it just shows that, like, the balance of power in the modern NBA is at a point that, unlike where we ever seen, parity was something a few years ago that we were saying was a genuine problem. That's not a problem right now. That's for sure.
And Sean, on top of that, I did want to ask too, because we talked about this yesterday, but my biggest point was, and Pistons fans freaking out, the Pistons aren't where the Cavs are right now. The Pistons right now are trying to figure out what we have in our young core. The Cavs did that. They made the play-in. They made the playoffs. How does, in terms of the Pistons' perspective, how far away do you see, until Troy looks at this core and says, you know what, we're ready to take that next step and make that move. To me, it's about a year from now. But for Pistons fans sitting at home thinking, dang, man, they stole Donovan Mitchell. We're screwed. What is your opinion on where the Pistons are going and when a move like this could be made?
Yeah, you're not wrong. Jeff, to your point yesterday, there was a lot of things yesterday we were going online and people were like, oh my God, the sky is falling. And that was not like the truth at all. Like in reality, the Detroit Pistons still have.
You bitch! You didn't see what I just did for you,
dude.
I'm
look
out here
at that.
running my ass off,
dude. You're talking about I need to add all this pizzazz.
Well, I'm doing it for you, damn it.
For me, just stop running your mouth. Anyway.
Jeez.
Anyway,
I'm running back and forth trying to listen to the goddamn interview and fix your damn green screen because you won't do it.
I love you too, Adam. Anyway, here's.
Can we have strippers behind him next time? All right, we got it. From now on, Sean, we're in control of what's behind you.
Oh no! Oh no! I might need to start figuring out the green screen if you're bringing that up. But anyway, in all seriousness, the Detroit Pistons, at the end of the day, in my opinion, still might have the better backcourt in the long term as far as the ceiling of what they can do. Because of the fact that because people are looking at Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell and they're looking at where they're at right now.
Exactly.
Which is valid because you have two guards that are all-star caliber offensive players, guys that can go get their own bucket, guys who can create shots for others. That's a skill that you absolutely have to have in this league. They're both 6'1". And a lot of people that watch Donovan Mitchell's game, and listen, I love Donovan Mitchell. I thought he was someone that could be a potential like next Dwayne Wade type player, but
gotta defend like Dwayne Wade.
After the bubble, he's had some pretty disappointing performances in the playoffs. People forget in the 2021 playoffs, the Utah Jazz were supposed to be in the conference finals. They were the #1 team in the West, but they lost to a Kawhi Leonard-less Clippers team in the second round, and a lot of it was because Donovan Mitchell both didn't step up in the offensive end, but he didn't step up on the defensive end either. So that's the thing that people are overlooking in this trade is that Cleveland's going to have to figure this out defensively, and it can't all just be on their front court. They're going to have some guards that can stay in front of people too. So that's going to be the big thing for them. And for the Pistons, you have two guys that are insanely dynamic creators. You have two guys that can create their own shot. Jaden Ivey, who's insanely athletic, but they're both 6'5" and up. And that's something at the end of the day that you just can't teach. Cade Cunningham is already a good defender. Jaden Ivey has all the intangibles to be a great defender. So when I'm looking at those things, the Pistons just inherently, in that sense, have a step ahead, in my opinion. And also, like you talk about that plan and that vision with Cleveland, the Pistons have always been about a year behind where Cleveland's plan is at. And like I said about a minute ago, we have $60 million in cap space next summer. So next year is definitely a time where the Pistons can go out and make some moves and, quite frankly, get someone that might be on caliber with Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, look, Donovan Mitchell's a great pickup for Cleveland. And depending on Evan Mobley's ceiling, I think that determines where they go in their future.
Absolutely.
Darius Garland, nice player. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. But as of right now, for the next 2 years, Cleveland has the up on Detroit. But the exception is that I think Cade Cunningham, and this may be a bit early. You're good, Jeff. Just don't die over there. This may be a bit early, but if we're talking ceiling, are we higher on Donovan Mitchell's ceiling in Cleveland or Cade Cunningham's in Detroit? And right now, I don't want to sit here and say at 25 years old, Donovan Mitchell has peaked.
Right.
But he is playing with Darius Garland. He is playing with Evan Mobley, a very nice player, but I'm not floored away with their future. I think it's going to be a really good team, really fun to watch. But if I had to take a career over the next 7 years and who would have more success, I'd say it's going to be pretty even. Cleveland will dominate probably the first 2 years, 3 years of this deal, and by then Detroit will probably have caught up. Am I wrong, Sean?
Well, Adam, one thing you have to look at in all these trades, and when you're having this type of perspective of everything that happened and where things are at, Donovan Mitchell wouldn't have been traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers if the Utah Jazz firmly believed that that was the guy that they could spark their rebuild around.
No,
that
it's
they
Utah.
could go
Come
and
on,
build
Sean.
around and
You're
be their
being nice.
franchise guy. But he was traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers for a reason, right? So I think with a guy like Donovan Mitchell, he has a really good game. There's a lot of things he can do on the basketball court and affect positive things, but there's levels to this, Adam, like you just said. And Cade's the type of prospect that can affect winning at a different level. And so looking at everything that he does on a basketball court for a team that helps you win games and puts players in positions to succeed, there's a reason why Cade was as high of a coveted number one pick as he was, and a reason why Donovan Mitchell, as great as he was a middle of the lottery guy, because that's, there's more Donovan Mitchells that come out each and every year than there are Cade Cunningham. That's just the way it is.
That's a great point.
Fair enough. Well, Sean, thanks so much for joining us this morning. You're great as always. We got to get you on more often once the season ramps up. Can't wait to talk more. And remember, we're in control of your green screen now, bitch.
Hey, I'm going to be working my ass off to get this green screen looking great now. So by this time next time, you're
good. You're good. We'll talk. We'll talk. When we get back, Jeff, how long till the Pistons score catches up in the Eastern Conference? Because the East is deep. Yeah. Sean did allude to it. We'll get to that more coming up at 9 o'clock, the official announcement. I saw you guys polling in the chat. Am I supporting Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State?
Can't wait.
I'll give you a little hint. We'll see. I'm excited. It's going to be fun. No. But before we go, I got to tell you about where I'm going to be getting my haircut right after the show, and that's at Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 10-8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. They're amazing stylists, will take care of you like they take care of me. Get to a Lady Jane's near you, of course, and visit them. Book an appointment. Hell, you don't need a goddamn appointment. Go get your haircut if you look like Jeff, or if you have a scruffy beard like I do, you probably got to get maintenance every now and then. Lady Jane's is a perfect spot to do it. Lady Jane's. It's wicked awesome.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zaniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there.
And that one Lions playoff win in 1991, yeah, Detroit fans were there.
Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Jeff Iafrate here, and I'm going to tell you about our friends at Odds Trader, because, guys, oddstrader.com is the #1 site for your game day bets. College football coming up, you're going to want to use Odds Trader. They have play-by-play updates, live scores, and the best price on every game from multiple sports books. Go to oddstrader.com right now for your best bet. Look at this. We're back. We're Morning Woodward Show.
Fish, I swear.
Okay, where was it? You took 10 minutes to look for it too. I don't want to hear it from you. I don't want to hear it.
Fish.
You took the same amount of time I did.
Do you want to know where it was?
I do want to know where it was.
Do you want the answer?
Yes.
See where the other control was, where it said right on it?
Yeah.
It was right under it. Yup. Anyways. Jesus Christ, Fish making my life difficult this morning. Jeff, I'm going to let you start on this one.
Yeah.
How long till the Pistons core contends in the East?
This doesn't change for me, and we've had this conversation before when I've sat in that chair right there in front of you and Uncle T. I said it would be in a couple years still, 2 to 3 years. You have to wait until these guys hit their prime. That's the thing. In the Cavaliers and the path they're on, it's not going to be just, Cade and Jaden, by the way. I think there's a big move coming. I'm not saying it's going to be soon, but in a year from now or 2 years from now. It's kind of like the Cavs. The Cavs are always about a year ahead of us in terms of they found their core. They've been sucking, ever since LeBron left. They've been collecting young assets and young players. And finally, this year, they realized, you know what? We have a team that can make the playoffs, but we don't want to just make the playoffs. We want to contend, or at least try to contend. They go and get Donovan Mitchell. Right now, the Pistons are in that stage where they have to figure out what they have in their young core. They have to figure out what they have well, they know what they have in Cade, but Jaden, Sadiq, the rest of the guys. So that's the process. Now, a year from now, when you understand what you have, you can go out and try and trade for a guy like Donovan Mitchell. But until then, you have to figure out what you have in your young core, and that's going to take this season. To be honest with you, I could see next season they squeak into the play-in or the playoffs, and then the following season you just get better and better and better. But the problem is the East. They go deep. They go about 8 deep, man. And you got to really be better than, let's say, an 8 seed, which the 8 seed last year, if I'm not mistaken, it was still a Cavaliers team, is one of the few. But still, it starts with making a big move. I don't think, unless Sadiq turns into a big-time, number 3 option who can average 18 points, which I think he can, but this is the season to do it. You got to evaluate these guys. And even last year, the 8 seed was Atlanta, 43-39, and Atlanta got tremendously better by getting DeJounte Murray. So that's the problem in the East. Even the teams that are in the back end of the playoffs are getting better. So, if you're a Pistons fan, you hope Cade turns into that superstar, which we know he will be. You hope Jaden Ivey in about 2-3 years turns into that superstar, which we think he will be. Sadiq Bey, I'm hoping he can be a third option, and Isaiah Stewart, Isaiah Livers, they turn into really, really good role players. Jalen Duren, who knows? He could be your starter in a year from now. So there's a lot that has to kind of, figure itself out for the Pistons. But they're not too far away. I would say 2 to 3 years before you can really look them in the face and say, all right, either we got to go sign a big fish in free agency or we have to go trade for one of these marquee players that are on the market. But until then, Adam, right now, you're just figuring what you have out. And that's all.
That's pretty much spot on. But I don't see play-in, man. I don't.
This year?
Absolutely
no,
not.
Hell no.
Not even contending for it.
No.
Legitimately contending.
I could see them.
This is... Look, again, are there a few superstars that come out every 5, 6, 7, 8 years where they are phenomenal day one, they can carry your franchise? Yeah. Happens. Happens, actually. Can Cade do that? I'm going to say no in year 2. But what do the Pistons have that most teams in the NBA don't? They have a 10, 12-year runway, potentially, with 2 superstar players that are under the age of 22 years old. Not many teams have that potential, and that's what the Pistons have. Patience. I always tell the story about Golden State. They draft Steph Curry. They draft Draymond. They draft Clay, and through all those years, they had 4 straight losing seasons. 4. It wasn't until Steph Curry's 5th year that they even sniffed the playoffs.
Right.
And when did he become a, quote, superstar? And I despise how easily we throw out that word for NBA players. Donovan Mitchell's a superstar. Is he? The hell he is. He's a star.
Yeah, he's a star.
But I leave the superstar label for the guy that, yes, can get the individual accolades, sure, but more importantly, the team aspect. What are you doing for your team? How much impact do you have? Although Luka has accomplished nothing, that's a superstar.
He almost took them to
that's a
NBA
superstar.
final.
That's what superstars do.
That's what I look at it. Like you said, we actually agree here. I think a superstar is you have to be the best player on a championship contender team, and you can lead that team to the NBA Finals. And I want to ask you something, because I noticed one detail that no one's really talking about with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Go for it.
They drafted Colin Sexton, 8th overall in 2018, and Cavs fans like Colin. But when it got time to pay him, and they traded him, they flipped him for Donovan Mitchell. You don't see Cavs fans missing Colin Sexton. They love Donovan Mitchell. They love what they got, brought in to Cleveland. I want to ask you, are Pistons fans ready to lose one of these players? Because I'm telling you, it's going to be, and this isn't me saying it, but I'm just being real with you guys. When that trade happens, or maybe you sign a guy in free agency, but let's just say a trade happens.
I think you should just say, are Pistons fans potentially ready to lose Saddiq Bey?
That's where I was going.
That's where you're getting at.
Saddiq Bey.
Because if Jaden Ivey hits his potential, and Cade, like we expect him to, that's 1 and 2. The conversation should be not about Pistons fans. The conversation should be, is the owner ready to go into the luxury tax? Because you're going to have 3 max player contracts.
Right.
You are. And you're going to want to build a squad. And you like Jalen Duren. And you're going to want to keep Isaiah Stewart. Maybe. Killian Hayes, we'll see how he progresses. But this is a tricky, dicey situation. What I would say, though, to answer your question, is Pistons fans should be prepared to see half of this roster not here 3 years from now.
That's the reality of it. And we're not being negative, but that's the reality.
No, it's just the reality.
Yeah.
And you want it that way.
Right.
You think you're winning a chip in 3 years, 4 years with this team? Hell no. Will you add key veteran players out in free agency? Will you make trades at the deadline to get older, more experienced, going into a playoff run? Yeah, you'll do that. It's part of the game. Would I love to see Cade at 1, Ivy 2, Saddiq 3, who can really be a 2 any night? I would love that. That's a, quote, big 3.
Absolutely.
I would love it. That's a natural grown home big 3. Hell, Boston has it. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart. Think whatever you want about Marcus Smart's game. He is more important than a lot of people give him credit for that Boston team.
But even the Celtics, they almost traded Brown for KD. The Nets just didn't want it.
Would you trade Saddiq for KD if you were in their position?
Oh, yeah.
You would have done it in a heartbeat, right? You would have offered him in a heartbeat. You would have even considered offering Ivy if that's what it meant. That's how the NBA works. If you have a chance to get a superstar, I mean, everything's on the table at that point.
Yeah.
So I think Cleveland made a good move. I think Detroit's still in a very good position. The only thing I don't like about Cleveland, and yes, Evan Mobley was pretty damn spectacular last season, is where are the shooters? Where's the shooting come from? Donovan Mitchell loves to attack the basket. Darius Garland. It's okay. I'm not saying okay skill-wise, but the shooting is okay. It's good. It's good for where he needs to be in the league. Evan Mobley's not standing at the three-point line ready to shoot most nights. A lot of his work happens in the paint. So I have questions about how they're going to fit, but I still think there's a lot of moves for Cleveland before the year starts.
And for the Pistons, too, you have a guy in Cade who will be a superstar. Let's not get that twisted. But you have a guy in Cleveland and Evan Mobley who you think will be a superstar, but you still go out and trade for Donovan. Like this league, it's hard. Like Giannis with the Bucks, one superstar, you win a championship. That is more of an anomaly now. I mean, even the Boston Celtics, they have multiple guys you can say as stars, great players. They just fell short. So at the end of the day, I'm not saying it will happen. Hopefully, Saddiq Bey is that guy, and he turns into that guy, which I think he will with his work ethic.
Aren't you a New York fan? Shut the fuck up, you and the Knicks. Huh? You guys couldn't get Donovan Mitchell. You couldn't get a lottery pick. You cried about Lonzo Ball. Shut the fuck up. You're a Knicks fan. I love you. But you're a Knicks fan. You can't talk here.
They wanted Zion. It just, you know what?
Tank for Zion! What'd you fall to, like 15?
They got R.J. Barrett.
The hell out of
and
here.
Now they're trying to trade
R.J.
him.
Barrett's, I like R.J. Barrett, though.
Me too. But you know what?
Knicks
we'll see.
fans.
I had to prepare the question because I feel like in the future, Troy's going to have to make a very tough decision. Or maybe you get lucky and you sign them in free agency. But even then, you're going to have to extend these guys. So money's got to come from somewhere.
I agree. Abe, just to FYI, your owner is just about as bad, if not worse, than William Clay Ford was for the Lions. Think about that. Yeah, go support the Knicks. Get the fuck out of here. When we get back, Rich Eisen has the Detroit Lions in his top 5 for sleeper teams in the NFL this year.
It.
Where they fell, I'll tell you, obviously, in just a bit. And then coming up at 9 o'clock, the announcement you've all been waiting for. The announcement I've been waiting for. Who I will be supporting for the upcoming year.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yes. And let me tell you, I am very excited to see this quarterback in action. I can't wait for him to get his shine. I think there's a lot of good things happening this college football season. But before we do, before we get there, Jeff, could you tell everybody at home about our good friends over at Cintron?
Yes, because guys, you wake up in the morning, you need an energy drink to get you up, get you going. For me, it's Cintron. They are delicious. They have their official energy drink of the Red Wings, and not only that, They have 3 different flavors, which I've tried all of them. The cranberry, the sugar-free, and the classic. I'll tell you what, I like all 3 of them. They're very delicious. You can pre-order your Cintron 6-pack right now at cintronworld.com/Red Wings. Don't forget, get energized with Cintron.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, open all summer long, up until Labor Day weekend, which is this weekend. You better make sure you get down to the Monroe Street Midway, brought to you by our good friends over at Bedrock Detroit. The summer's better at the Monroe Street Midway, and Alex Westfall is actually making an appearance there this weekend. Oh boy, Jeff, Rich Eisen, top 5 sleeper teams in the NFL. Number 1 on the list, the Minnesota Vikings.
Smart man.
Which I'm pretty okay with that. I think that's a good move. Again, you know, your definition of sleeper changes person to person, but he has the Lions at 4.
Do you know what 2 and 3 are? Off the top of your head? If not, it's okay. I was just curious to see who we're behind. But that still is a compliment. I mean, I watch a lot of Rich Eisen. He does talk a lot, very highly about the Detroit Lions and what they're building. And Brad Holmes, he's a big fan of. So obviously a Michigan alumni. So gotta respect Rich Eisen, man. He knows what he's talking about. For sure.
Rich Eisen came out with the Jaguars in his list. He had the Lions on his list, the Vikings on his list, the Steelers, and the Saints. Interesting. Very interesting. So my question, and really what I took away from Rich Eisen was, you look at the offense, man. Let's just go through the NFC right now, and you tell me what offense you're more confident in. Okay, let's play a little game right now.
All right, let's do it.
And be very objective. I don't want any bullshit, no bias. All right?
Okay.
I'll kill you.
I ain't biased, trust me.
No bullshit here.
I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid.
Lions offense or the Packers offense?
Ooh, that's tough because I'll go Packers because it's Aaron Rodgers.
And you're going to use Aaron Rodgers as the difference maker. You know what? I can respect that.
Yeah.
Minnesota. Fair. Chicago.
Oh, Lions.
All right, so we got a total of 15 other teams in the NFC. So far, 1 out of the 3 you're confident in.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the NFC East.
Okay.
Dallas's offense versus the Detroit Lions offense.
I'm going to go Lions.
You're doing good so far.
Yeah.
And I would agree. The offensive line, Tyron Smith being down, that's going to be a problem. Zeke looks like a fat turd running on the football field.
A lot of unproven receivers,
They lost Monty
CD.
Cooper. CD Lamb is the only option.
Yeah.
I'm not high on Dallas at all this year. Let's move on to the next team. Not Tampa. They're NFC South. The New York Giants. Their offense or the Lions?
Lions.
Okay. Lions. So now 3 out of the 5 teams we've named so far, you're confident in the Lions more than the other 2.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep going down the list. The Eagles offense.
I'm going to go Eagles.
I think it's close.
It's close, but they have a for sure number 1 in AJ.
It's very close.
I'm going to lean Eagles.
But I think they deserve the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But it's like 51-49.
Because they both have great offensive lines.
It's 51-49.
Yeah.
And I think if Jared Goff had a better year last year, it might be swayed the other way. But he didn't. He's got to prove it. So I don't mind the Eagles there. Okay?
Mm-hmm. It's very close.
The Washington Commanders.
Oh, Lions.
Okay. So far we've ran through 7 teams, 4 of which you believe the Lions have a better offense then?
Yeah.
Okay. NFC South. Tampa?
Tampa.
We would agree. Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
The Saints?
Lions.
Or the Lions?
Lions. Even though they have nice weapons, that quarterback is. Oh.
The Panthers or the Lions?
I'm going to go Lions as a totality. They're more
Offensive
complete.
line, receivers, stability, quarterback. I'm with you. Final team in the South. The Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, Lions. Lions.
Last night I thought it was a little closer, but Marcus Mariota for me, that's just and the offensive
and
line.
They don't have a run game.
I can't compensate for that, even though I love London, I love Pitts. Moving on. So a complete sweep almost in the NFC South. Only Tampa Bay walked away.
The Colts too?
NFC South.
Oh,
yeah,
gotcha.
we're not doing AFC right now, just
Gotcha.
the NFC.
Okay.
So we've now gone seven of a possible 11 teams in the NFC so far. You believe the Lions, you're confident more in the Lions offense than theirs. 7 of 11. Let's finish up in the NFC West.
Okay.
I think we're going to agree, so I'm just going to name them off. The Rams over the Lions. Would you put the Cardinals over the Lions?
I would put the Lions over the Cardinals because they don't have DeAndre Hopkins.
When Hopkins comes back, though, go for the full season. Who do you trust more? Lions offense or the Cardinals? It's a tough question.
I think as a totality, I think we have a better offensive line. It depends how you like Kyler. I'm going to say Lions.
Don't be shy here.
I'm going to say Lions.
I'm going to agree.
Because I trust, those
and
guys
I don't
more.
trust Cliff Kingsbury, and I don't trust the way the Cardinals play down the stretch.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with the Lions offense. I think they'll be more productive down the stretch. Hell, even in the beginning part of the year without DeAndre Hopkins, obviously, in Arizona. So we're so far splitting in the NFC West. Let's go to the Seattle Seahawks offense. Lions.
Oh, yeah,
Easily. Correct?
Yeah, they're terrible. Yeah.
The Niners.
I'll go Niners.
You have to. And I think that's fair. So now, we finished 2 out of 4 in the West, which means you have 9. You are confident in 9 of the possible 15 teams, meaning there are only 6 other teams in the NFC you're more confident in their offense than the Lions' offense. Impressive, huh? It goes somewhere. It means something. And now the flip side. And I just want to run through really quick yes or no answers.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a team. You tell me yes, they have a better defense. No, they don't. Do the Lions have a better defense than the Packers?
No.
The Vikings?
No.
The Bears?
No.
The Eagles?
No.
The Giants? You have to say no on that one. Giants have a better defense.
Yeah, they do. They're more complete.
Commanders?
No, because they have that defensive line.
50-50.
They have that defensive
Chase
line,
Young
man. It's
injured,
proven.
though. But I agree. Who am I missing in the East? I missed somebody. Dallas.
I'm going to say yes, they do.
Really?
Because Trayvon, I'm not a big Trayvon
Micah
guy.
Parsons.
Micah's like that is probably the only piece of that entire defense.
I would say yes to Dallas. I would.
Okay.
So right now you're 0 for 7.
Okay. You're still
Let's
making
go to the
same
NFC
point.
South.
Let's see it.
Bucks have a better defense.
Oh, yeah.
The Saints have a better defense. The Falcons, I don't believe have a better defense.
They don't. Lions are
but
better.
it's pretty even,
right?
Considering how bad they are. So we have one team so far, and then you have who am I missing in the South? The Falcons. Oh, the Panthers. Panthers have a better defense than the Lions.
They do. Yep.
Okay. The Rams have a better defense than the Lions. The Cardinals.
They lost
toss up, but I would say they
Chandler.
still have a better defense.
Yeah.
The Seahawks, no.
No, they don't.
And then the Niners have a better defense.
Absolutely, they do.
So 2. This is the number, Jeff. 9 of the 15 teams in the NFL, or excuse me, the NFC, you're more confident in the Lions offense. But only 2 out of the 15 you're confident in the Lions defense. You see the problem here?
That's the flip side.
You see, we're on total opposite ends. And I would agree with your list, 100%. But that's where the Lions are at. And that's concerning. The defense is that bad. And it's unproven. Obviously, they could come and have a very good year, change everybody's minds. I know that. But 2 out of the 15 teams in the NFC, you're more confident that the Lions have a better defense as of right now. 9 of the 15 for the offense. You know what that tells you? There are only 6 teams better than you on offense. But there are 13 other teams in your own conference that have a better defense than you. That's not a good position to be in. You kind of have a lot of highs and a lot of lows. And that's going to cause fluctuation, inconsistencies, losing games you probably shouldn't lose. Maybe you win a game every now and then and you probably shouldn't win. Welcome to the NFL. That for me is the takeaway on the sleeper part. Because I get why Eisen will say the Lions are a sleeper this season. And if I just use the first data point, you would agree with me.
Mm-hmm.
But what do we make of the defense?
I think also, I agree with Rich, because you have to look at this defense and look at all the guys that are unproven as well. Like, this defense is not very good, but it's also not star-studded. You don't have names you recognize if you're not a Lions fan. Like Ermanni Oruwariye, his season he had last year, of course you recognize him. Aiden Hutchinson, number 2 overall pick, of course you know him. But other guys, like, you really, does everybody know about Jeff Okudah and his story? Maybe. But still, there's a lot of guys that have to prove themselves. Malcolm Rodriguez, outside of Detroit, maybe on Hard Knocks, people know about him. But there's a lot of people that have to make names for themselves, because the defenses you brought up, they have names. They have guys that have proven, have done things in this league. The Lions don't have that yet. So I'm not going to sit here and say the Lions defense will be complete trash, but they are really unproven, and there's a lot of things they got to come out and do this year before we can start putting them better than a lot of those teams you listed. So they got to prove something.
They got to prove something, and again, that's why going into the season, you're more confident in 13 of the 15 NFC teams on defense. And that's a problem. That's not a good thing.
Right.
That's not something that the defense is better than you give them credit for this season. Steven, okay. I'm going to run through the list, and you tell me how. Because I think we're being very fair at the moment. Are they better than the Packers? No, Packers will have a top 10 defense this year. Are they better than the Vikings? As bad as the Vikings were last year on defense, I think they will be slightly better. Oh, also, the Lions had a much worse defense last year. The Bears, if you want to say it's a toss-up, be my guest. I'm not going to kill you over it. The Giants have a better defense. The Eagles have a better defense. The Cowboys have a better defense.
They do.
The Commanders, 50-50 on.
It goes back to that star. Like, Cowboys, they at least have
someone.
Micah Parsons.
A game record.
Proven. Now, I think Aiden could be that, but he hasn't touched the football field yet.
The Bucks have a better defense.
In a regular season.
The Saints have a better defense.
Right. More proven guys.
Carolina has a better defense. They were second in the NFL last year.
Yeah.
The Falcons, I will give you the Lions probably have a better defense than the Falcons. I think they have a better defense than the Seahawks. But the Cardinals, the Rams, and the Niners all have a better defense and a more proven defense. You tell me if we're just being a bit too hard. We are young and will grow. I agree. But going into the season, it is a pretty damn clear that 12-13 of the NFC teams outside of yourself are better than you on defense. But only 6 of them, apparently, are only better than you on offense. It's not bad. The offense is there. The offense is getting there. How much will Aaron Glenn have this defense going on an upwards trajectory, this year? How much are we going to see improvement going throughout the year? Player development. The team playing better as a whole. More cohesion. Is the defensive line actually going to get pressure on a quarterback? Like, let's not forget, you have Kirk Cousins and Aaron Rodgers in your division. You're not going to win any of those games unless you can stop them from sitting back there with all the time in the world and picking you apart. Mm-hmm. You don't want to give Kirk Cousins or Aaron Rodgers time to beat you. Rodgers will beat you because he's just special. Kirk Cousins is going to beat you because he has Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson.
Right.
And you don't want to give him more time than he needs. The offense, I agree. Much better than people imagine. Much better than, I would say, most teams in the NFC. We said 9 out of 15, I believe. I think we agree on that. But the defense,
Adam, you want to look behind you?
Yeah, I see the guy. He's cleaning the window, Fish. Leave him alone. He's doing his job.
I know.
Stop being a jackass. Stop being a jackass.
Adam's calling you a jackass.
I mean, it's better than shut the up, so.
Shut the hell up, Fish.
Yeah.
All right. Top of the hour coming up. When we get back, the official announcement for the upcoming season, along with Michigan State expectations. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I can't wait. It's going to be fun. But before we do, Jeff, could you tell us about the best defense on and off the field?
Well, we talked about the Lions defense and how they have to make a name for themselves, a lot of these players. But Guardian Alarm already has a name for themselves because, guys, summertime is almost here, and that means spending more time outside still. Guard Alarm gives you peace of mind while you are out enjoying the sunshine. Just call 1-800-STAY-OUT today, and you can rest easy knowing you have 24/7 protection. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT. Let them know your friends at Woodward Sports sent you.
Annie and Foster, stay out.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Jeff Iafrate here. I'm going to tell you about our friends at Big Frog because, guys, you could get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long. And Big Frog and Novi, just stop in and tell them we sent you, and they will print one out for you on the spot. So go to Big Frog and Novi today, get your free t-shirt, or visit them online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
All right, we got to stand up for this, all right? We've been working all year. We've been hyping up this announcement all season long. Jeff, Michigan State. Before we get into season expectations, along with previewing what the year looks like for both teams, I'm going to wear a hat this year. I'm going to go into the season for the first time supporting a school. You guys know me. Last year, I didn't support either school. I like to keep it neutral. And you know what? I noticed how everybody else at the network loved a certain school. I was like, damn, what does that feel like? Because I didn't graduate. I didn't go to school. I don't have an alma mater. I'm not Fire Up Chips or Go Green or Go Blue or any of that shit. So I figured, you know what? This year I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to try it. All right? And it's very tempting, right? On the one hand, we got Mel Tucker in Michigan State, right? I got a lot of friends who are big Spartan fans.
He's been doing a hell of a job recruiting, too.
Hell of a job. 11-win season last year, Chick-fil-A Bowl. Kenneth Walker should have been a Heisman finalist, but whatever. I'm going to get over that one of these days. Michigan State, the mentality, the underdog mentality at all times. Going into a big season for Mel Tucker. An exciting season. A lot of talent. The recruiting is phenomenal. The branding at Michigan State, all phenomenal. And then you have Michigan, right? Defending Big Ten champions, who have a quarterback that I am absolutely all for, and J.J. McCarthy. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. This was a really hard decision for me. I really went back and forth a lot of the time because I don't like taking the easy way. But I'm sorry. At the end of the day, there's a quarterback that I think that is going to change the landscape of the Big Ten. There's a quarterback sitting there that in the second game of the season, I think is going to do magical things for this football program. And I think Michigan are going to benefit dearly from it. And while he's doing all that, I'll be laughing at the Cade McNamara people, obviously. I'll still be a cynic. And I think Michigan are going to be a very, very good team this year. Hell, they may even run the table. Michigan may even run the table leading up to the Ohio State game. And I can't wait to support them this year. I absolutely can't. I can't wait to support Michigan this year. I absolutely can't. This is going to be the greatest time of my life. J.J. McCarthy at quarterback. Jim Harbaugh, Mr. Khaki Pants himself. I may have to dress up in khakis at some point on the show. But more important than that is I'm an honest man. And an honest man in this world can't, at any point ever, support these motherfucking losers. Get the fuck out of here! You think support these motherfuckers? You pompous bitches sitting up there in Ann Arbor. Oh, we are the University of Michigan. Get the fuck out of here! You think I give a fuck? We're supporting Michigan State this year, bitch. What's up? What's up? What? We're supporting Michigan State this year. All right. For the full season, you know who you are. You're going to get it. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, get fucking ready. You're not going to be able to handle me Mondays and Fridays. Get fucking ready. Because it's happening. Tuck coming.
Oh, God.
SD4L, baby.
What do I have to endure this season?
You're going to have to endure me talking a lot of shit. Me defending a fan base that has more class than those motherfuckers up in Ann Arbor. And I can't wait. And I can't wait to make everybody that supports Michigan at this network cry. That's my goal this year. I want to make every single person that works at the network that supports Michigan, I want to see them cry. I want them coming into Mondays in tears. Oh, Adam, we lost to Colorado State because Cade McNamara threw 3 interceptions in the first half. Shut the fuck up. I can't wait. I can't wait. 1 Big Ten title since 2004. 2-15 in your last 17 games against Ohio State. You think I'm going to support you? Get the fuck out of here. Hell, I would consider rooting for Ohio State before I would support your asses. You Cade McNamara fuckboys.
Were you close to choosing Michigan? Like, what was the deciding?
It was not even close.
Oh,
yeah. I made up my mind months ago.
Jeff, you knew that.
I played you along like a good bitch.
Well, what you told me in like June that you were gonna be a State fan.
Yeah, I was leading State the whole time.
June, May.
Look, I'm sorry, Michigan fans. Actually, I'm not. I don't give a shit, to be honest with you. But I have a lot of close friends. Most of them are State fans. All right.
Ah, okay.
And look, I love J.J. McCarthy. I've been on that train since last year. I think what he can do for Michigan, by the way, I respect Michigan's program. Huge program, big brand. I think when they win, it's great for college football. They'll always have like my common media support. I want to see them do well. But for this year, I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. Mel Tucker looking to go 3-0 against Jim Harbaugh, Mr. Khaki Pants, going into his 8th year. I can't wait.
They're taking that fat
I can't
L this
wait,
year.
Owen. I can't wait. It's going to be a great season. We're going to be smoking cigars with Mel Tucker at the woodshed. It's going to be good, man. It's going to be a good time.
Now, you know what
We're
this
going to go
means.
to a few games. I'm going to go tailgate. I'm going to associate and grace myself with a lot of the Michigan State people. I've already been invited to a few tailgates.
You actually going out somewhere.
What is it?
Good for you. You going out somewhere.
Fish, shut the hell up.
Good for you.
Fish, shut the hell up.
I'm applauding you.
So I also, by the way, just full transparency, I
Thanks
like
for
to keep
cutting
things
off
honest with
Owen.
all of you.
Appreciate
I
it.
also had a special announcement video that was
You
made
did.
for me by a good friend of mine who had Mel Tucker give me a nice intro. Unfortunately, my good friend decided to put his hands over the goddamn speaker, so there's no audio. That kind of ruined our whole video that we were gonna make. We were gonna make this
Why'd
whole
you
hype
show it
video,
any
but
with the sketchy audio?
no, because it's stupid. You can't make out what he's saying. You can only like lip read, but it's
Yeah.
stupid.
Alright. We'll
It wouldn't have
get
been.
I'll get one
We're gonna get
Thursday.
something really good together next week.
Thursday.
It's gonna be fun. I'll be down there. I can't wait. I'll be watching tonight. I'll be in Chicago watching that game.
So you
It's
got
gonna be a good time.
you got State against Michigan.
I got Michigan winning this year.
Okay, all right, just making sure. Just
Yeah.
making sure.
Oh
So-
no, I have a job to do here still.
Yeah, I was gonna say, all right.
Let's not pull this off the
so
rails.
They might be, yeah. No, you.
But
might
if
get your heart
Michigan
broken.
loses at any point in the season outside of,
We'll see October 29th.
Yeah.
we'll see.
Well,
We'll see. I'm
only live
excited.
once.
Let's get some chat reactions. Adam will be calling in. Nah, I'll be in every single day of the week.
Wasim said, I give you full permission to punch Adam in the nose. is he a Michigan fan?
Weiss is a big. I went to the Michigan game last year with him and his wife.
Oh,
and my wife.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
Me and him are good friends. Yeah, no,
Oh my God!
That's awesome.
This was you've been building this up for a long time.
Yeah.
So you
Monument.
finally
Yeah,
got
we
it
threw
off your
Ohio
chest.
State in there just to mess with people. But I'll never support the Buckeyes.
Imagine.
That is such a anything in Ohio, I can't support. I just can't do it.
You yell
fair
at Fish
enough.
for saying OHIO.
I don't buy
and
any products from Ohio.
You choose Ohio State.
I don't drive in Ohio.
You should. Roads are great.
What do you go around Ohio?
Yeah, I drive all the way around. I avoid it.
That's stupid
Cedar
for
Point's
you.
pretty cool in
Okay.
Ohio.
In his defense, he doesn't go anywhere. So
Oh god.
if you don't go anywhere, Can't drive around anything.
Oh, God. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun season, man. Owen, welcome back, man. Welcome back.
Yay.
Mr. Michigan State beat reporter this year for Woodward Sports. So excited to have you. We got to talk about Michigan and Michigan State's expectations coming up in a bit. But before we do, Jeff, I have a few things I want to preview for the year. All right, let's just take things into context. Both teams coming off of phenomenal years, I would say.
Right.
Michigan coming off their first Big Ten since 2004. I think the expectation this year for Michigan, as it should be, regardless of who starts at quarterback, is you should not go into the Ohio State game with more than one loss. And I would consider that mostly successful. Set yourself up in a position by the time you go to Columbus to win the Big Ten. Or excuse me, I should say win your division so you can go up here in the Big Ten title game. That's what Michigan's job is this year. That's my expectation of them. I think they need to either run the table or only have one loss at the most going into Columbus. Michigan State, on the other hand, lost arguably maybe one of the best running backs we've seen in college football over the last 10, 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
A guy that, I'm sorry, but single-handedly changed really the outlook of Michigan State moving forward. Kenneth Walker was phenomenal last year. Walter Camp Award winner. Records. The performance against Michigan, 5 touchdowns. Kenneth Walker was all about it last year.
Should have been a Heisman candidate.
And you can't replace him.
Right.
But there's a lot of talent coming up at Michigan State. There's a lot of confidence in the backs that they have. There's a lot of confidence in the offense, and that Peyton Thorne is only going to get better than what he was last year, setting school records. So the expectation win-loss-wise, I think Michigan needs to go into the final game of the year against Ohio State 10-1 or 11-0.
I have them undefeated.
That's my projection for Michigan.
Yep.
Michigan State, I believe, needs to finish the regular season at worst 9-3. But I believe 10-2 is possible. I'm a big believer in Mel Tucker, what he's building. There are 3 very, very, very difficult games. And I'm not asking for them to win all of them. I'm not asking them to win 2 of them. If they won 2 of those, goddamn, you're looking at another hell of a season. But I think 10 wins has to be the floor with your bowl game at the end of the year. I think 9-3 in the regular season is going to be a tough pill to swallow because if I'm honest, I think Ohio State and Michigan are going to be better this year. But Mel Tucker needs to continue to build this momentum and get more talent in the door. And let's not sleep on the job he's done so far in the transfer portal. Jeff?
I agree. And do you want to get into, can I say my predictions right now?
Yeah.
Because you just walked through them. Okay, so as you said, I have Michigan 11-1. I think their only loss in the season comes to Ohio State, last game of the year. And for Michigan State, I have them at 9-3. And the only reason why I say that is, in the argument, I guess, to go against the whole Kenneth Walker thing is, you didn't know about Kenneth Walker until he came to Michigan State, and he had that unbelievable year. So you have running backs, which I'm going to ask Owen about when we do get to it. But for Michigan State, I have them losing to Ohio State. I have them losing to Michigan. And for some reason, in my gut, I feel one more loss somewhere on the schedule. You have Iowa at Iowa. No, I'm looking at. Okay, you have versus Wisconsin at home. You go away to Illinois. There's some sneaky games at Penn State to end the year. I don't know where the loss will come, but I have them at 9-3. And to me, that's still a good season. I think in a couple of years, this team, Michigan State, and where they're heading, where they're trending, is listen. And I love Michigan. I love what they're doing as well. Michigan State's coming up, and that's why people say Tuck coming. So right now, I have them at 9-3, but for the future, it looks bright. But I'm right with you, Adam. You got to end the season. If you're Michigan, if you have more than one loss, something went wrong. The only loss on the season I have is to Ohio State, and that's it, period. But I do want to we have 3 minutes till we go to break. I mean, I do want to kind of get into this whole I'm eager to ask Owen some questions.
Let's ask Owen.
Okay.
But before we do, Owen, the quick thing, you guys have to remember, I do have a job to do. I'll be supporting Michigan State. I'm going to tell how it is. And you don't like it? Even if you wear green, you can kiss my ass.
Oh my God.
So I want to be very clear on that. But Owen, welcome. What do you think of the predictions so far we have?
I think your predictions are good, but I think there's something that's not being acknowledged right now. And, it's a beautiful day outside. It's like, 70-plus degrees. I don't even know what the temperature is.
You got the sunglasses on.
I got the sunglasses on. And I just want – not everyone might be aware. I know you just got pumped up. You got the helmet on. But freaking game day. Let's go, baby.
It
It is game day once again in East Lansing. It is going to be packed tonight. Sold out stadium, striped the stadium. It is going to be quite the atmosphere. I cannot wait. It is another season. You know, haters are back and everything. Tucker is acknowledging it. He says, we don't care. You know, we can always make these predictions. You never know what's coming with Tucker. But to go back to your point, you want my prediction for the season for Michigan State? I'm going to say 9-3 too. There's no way we're beating Ohio State. You know?
I don't think anybody is.
No. They're winning. They're going to go to the national championship and lose to Bama. That's my prediction.
But before we go to break, besides Ohio State and Michigan, where's that loss coming from? Because that's the part I struggled with.
For Michigan State?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, well, Michigan.
No, I said besides Michigan and Ohio State.
So, okay, besides those two.
Penn State.
I could say Penn State at the end of the year.
Wisconsin, Penn State.
Those two teams I was looking
or maybe
their road games are difficult this year. They have a much more difficult schedule than Michigan does this year.
Way harder. It's way harder. You know, you can play around. You can start two different quarterbacks, two different games, but our Michigan State schedule is way harder. Like, you gotta acknowledge that. And if Michigan State had Michigan's schedule, we'd be talking maybe 11-1, 10-2. That's how different it is.
Yeah, if you guys played Colorado State, Hawaii, UConn, and for the first 3 games.
I'd probably take a nap for the first 4 weeks.
Your job would be much easier.
Yeah.
You'd be covering all wins.
No, it's going to be tough. Like, at Washington, it's not easy. You got Minnesota. You can't sleep on them. Wisconsin, of course, is a threat to win the West. They're a big task.
And look at
Michigan,
your
Ohio
month
State.
of October, too, man. Like, you have Ohio State. Well, we'll start with Maryland because I can't sleep on Maryland. Maryland, Ohio State, Wisconsin, Michigan, all 4 in a row. Like, that's...
It's not going to be easy. And you talked about it. That I wanted to bring up that, like, Adam kind of brought it up, but that slate of games, that really defines your season right there.
Yeah.
Ohio State, you got Wisconsin, and Michigan. Those 3 games, you win 2 of them, that's a really good season because there's a good chance you're winning the rest of your games as long as you don't slip up. But, like, if you win 2 of those 3 games, you put yourself in a situation where you could be winning the Big Ten East. That's all right. That's how good they could be.
Let's continue the conversation in just a bit when we get back. Also, when we get back, we have a special guest joining us to join us in celebration of this glorious day. But before we do, Jeff, I need you to tell everybody at home about our good friends over at Big Boy.
Yes, because, guys, if you're looking for lunch, go to Big Boy. For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries are at Big Boy. And it's not just a Slim Jim. It's the Big Jim. Also, they have the chili cheese burger, and they also have the bacon blue. You guys need to check out. And also, you guys can upgrade those fries. You can get the chili cheese fries, the baked potato fries, or nacho fries. Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Listen, let me tell you about guys at Chili Peppers Tanning, because guys at Chili Peppers Tanning, they'll beat all best deals. They'll beat all competitors by $5. Chili Peppers has the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans. 26 locations and more on the way.
All right, we're back, joined by a very special guest, John Macaroon. Doc, it's a great day, man. It's a great day to be a Spartan, no?
Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much for having me. I thought for a second, Adam, you might lean toward Michigan, all the hype, all the circumstance, all the noise that comes, but all the true players know that the power brokers in Detroit sports media all support green, baby. Tuck coming. So it's great that you picked it. You made my morning. I was greatly anticipating. Maybe thought I could get in the panel to sway you and make the case for Michigan State. But, man, you've made a Detroit sports reporter happy. Another one in the bandwagon, baby. Can't wait to get you in the woodshed. It's going to be a great, great season. You made the right call. Absolutely perfect. What a great Friday. Go green, baby.
Oh, absolutely. Look, man, I'm not going to lie. It was a pretty easy decision for me. The J.J. McCarthy stuff, obviously, I've been very vocal about what I think they should do with that situation. I love the brand that Michigan is, but sorry, Tuck coming this year. We're green.
Absolutely.
I am going to be a fucking menace. God help every Michigan fan, including the ones that are on this network. You're going to cry on Mondays, I promise.
And especially with Ryan and Braylon, who have to change their pants every time Cade makes a simple 3-yard throw. Michigan is boring. That's played out. Look, bottom line, those two fellas just have to overcompensate for the fact that Michigan has been pretenders for the last 2 decades. Great, they had a great season. So what do they do this year? They try to set up their year by scheduling cupcakes. Look, let's be honest, man. Michigan is all hype all the time. And now you're with a program that has Mel Tucker, who comes from the Nick Saban tree. Absolutely, it's great times for Michigan State. Stock is rising in East Lansing, and you're on the right team. And I know you're a very bright guy. You always make the right call.
I appreciate it, Doc. You're the man. I can't wait to catch up with you at the Woodshed this year. It's going to be fun, dude.
Yes, absolutely. Go green. Keep it up there. I enjoy everything you guys got going on. And look, man, it's a great time. College football's here. Lions are here.
Yes, sir.
It's a good time.
Appreciate it, Doc. We'll talk soon. We got to get you on the show soon. All right, bud?
Let's do it.
I think we cut. But regardless, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show. 9:21, a beautiful Friday morning. By the way, I hope you all have a good Labor Day weekend. If you have to leave early today watching the show. Jeff, Owen, let's break it down. Michigan State, Western Michigan tonight. Owen, reports coming out of camp. Peyton Thorne looking a lot better. He's going up against his dad, isn't he?
Yes, his dad is the
OC?
Co-offensive coordinator for Western Michigan. He just got the job. So that's been a big talking point. Obviously, another storyline just kind of watched. Jaden Reed, he used to play at Western Michigan. You already know when you're playing against your former team, you want to get a couple of touchdowns. Peyton Thorne's going to find Jaden Reed at some point during this ball game. I don't know what his betting line is for touchdowns, but I'd hit the over. I think that they're going to give Jaden Reed these opportunities. He's going to get these opportunities because of how good he is at wide receiver. He's honestly a top 10 wide receiver in all the country. That's how good I think Jaden Reed is.
Wow. Jeff, tonight Michigan State versus Western Michigan. My question to both of you is, I think we're a bit. College football is what it is. Mm-hmm. There's blowouts. You saw yesterday with Central and Oklahoma State. They had 50 at halftime, I believe, 51, damn near it. It was pretty pathetic. The first 4 games of the year are always tough. Michigan State kept it interesting last year by scheduling Miami on the road. That was very interesting. I believe they played Northwestern early on the road as well last season.
Northwestern started the year. Then we played Youngstown State.
And then Miami on the road, correct?
Yeah, and then Western Kentucky at night. So that was the first 4. But yeah, I mean, Miami was ranked at the time, and then it turned out they really weren't that good. So
yeah, which is fine. But this year you're home to Western, you're home to Akron, on the road to Washington. Interesting game.
That's when it starts getting interesting.
Game. Then it's home to Minnesota, on the road to Maryland, home to the Buckeyes, who embarrassed the hell out of State last year. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah, no, of course.
Home to Wisconsin, away to Michigan. That 3-week stretch, I could argue, is one of the most difficult in college football. Home to the Buckeyes, home to Wisconsin, on the road to Michigan, then on the road to Illinois. It's quite a season, and you end it on the road in Penn State too. And that's not an easy matchup either. So there are 4 games on the schedule this year. You got to raise up your eyebrows. You got to be ready for it. And I think worst case scenario, if they walk away 1-3 in those matchups, it's a 9-win year. I don't see them dropping any of these games, but again, it's college football, right? You got to play the games. But tonight, expectations, what can people expect to see from the Spartans? Anything notable coming out of the backfield this tonight?
Yeah, so there's a lot of things to watch for. Obviously, I don't think Michigan State's going to lose, but you're looking at certain players. That's what you're watching for tonight. Number one position I'm looking out for, nobody's talking about it, kicker. I've heard that is a rough situation in camp at the moment. I don't even know who's going to start. It might be, we're seeing 3 different guys go in there at some point to kick. I mean, we had Matt Coughlin last year and everything. He was okay. He had his ups and downs and everything, but
didn't he have the girlfriend who was talking a lot of shit on Twitter?
Yeah, well, his girlfriend cupped him up at 2 a.m. the night before the Indiana game, and he missed a couple kicks. And then when he proposed, he hurt his knee, and that was a whole situation. So he's a really nice kid. He just kind of had some unfortunate luck with him and his girlfriend that timing-wise didn't work out the best. But kicker-wise, Jack Stone, he's a highly rated kicker. He's a freshman coming in. That was the guy that they were expecting to start for the most part, it seemed like, and he came in, and the reports are he's okay. Then they went and got the transfer from Auburn just recently. He made a kick in the iron ball. I believe it was to send to double overtime. So he's been in some big pressure situations, but he's not even on scholarship is another thing. So that's something interesting to watch out for. But
I was going to ask you expectations for third-year coach Scotty Hazelton.
Yeah, this is a big year.
Is this defense going to show us a little bit this year, something? Mm-hmm. Because let's be honest, it was the offense last year.
Defense needs to be better. And Scotty Hazelton.
Secondary as well.
Correct. And Tucker has labeled his name on it. He is teaching these guys at practice, at camp. He is out there with the DBs. He's working one-on-one. They have a couple guys changing positions as well. He is trying to coach these guys up, get them ready, because obviously secondary was the worst thing about Michigan State last year. He said, you know what? I'm the head coach. I'm going to take responsibility. So if they aren't good this year, I'm putting my name on it. I'm the guy there. That's the kind of coach that Mel Tucker is. He's constantly coaching his guys on the sideline when they mess up in the secondary. He was doing it against Ohio State. He's making sure their techniques are good. He wants the release off the ball. Everything is up to par. We have Amir Speed now. That's something to watch out for. Kid has a lot of good length. He's coming over from Georgia. I've been talking about him for a long time now. He is going to be a person to watch tonight as well. Jaden Reed, when we had a conversation with him a couple weeks ago, he said he believes Amir Speed can be the best defensive back in the Big Ten. That's how good he thinks he is.
How vital is Darius Snow?
Darius Snow is an interesting story. I had a short conversation with him on Thursday because he was at the Mel Tucker show, but he's switching over to linebacker. Usually he plays nickel. The linebacker room at Michigan State is absolutely loaded now because of those guys. Jacoby Windman is the number one guy besides Amir Speed to watch out for tonight. He is the transfer from UNLV. This kid has stardom potential. That's how good he is. Like, his move on the edge is fantastic. It just depends where they want to play him. If they want to play him back a little bit or on the line, it's really that's something we'll have to watch out for. Aaron Brule as well, the transfer from Mississippi State. He's another guy to watch out for. Middle linebacker Cal Halliday. This defense is going to be better. I think they can be at least the middle of the pack in college football, and if not, then I believe Scotty Hazelton will be moved on from because there's just not patience for that right now in East Lansing.
All right, well, Owen, Jeff, I want to walk through the schedules when we get back from the break, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I want to go through the schedules, matchups to look out for, what we expect to happen. I think we all kind of are on a similar page in terms of season expectations, but I'd like to get into more detail coming up in just a bit. 9:41, bets are back, baby. We got the bets coming out this weekend. I'm very excited for bets, but before we go, Jeff, you need to tell everybody at home about our good friends over at the Academy of Warren.
Guys, if you're looking for a place to send your children to school, I got one. It's the Academy of Warren. They have a brand new state-of-the-art sports dome field house that has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and a soccer field that can also be used for 7-on-7 football. All their features include futuristic media center. They have free breakfast and lunch, academic games, K-8 athletics. You can find out more information by going to academyofwarren.net.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Make sure you're listening to Woodward Sports all day long. Start your morning with the Morning Woodward Show. Spend middays with Big D Energy. Watch and listen your drive home with the Bottom Line. And don't forget about Woodward Bets Daily. All live, all right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. We are back on a beautiful Friday. Oh, it feels pretty damn good. Feels pretty damn good. Game day back. Michigan State plays tonight. I'm very excited. So, look, I'm just going to be very transparent. I don't like kind of kicking around the can. I have never supported a college football team in my life. This is new for me.
Dude, it's so much fun.
I'm sure it will be.
If you're there in attendance, tailgating, whether you're at the stadium, outside, it is an atmosphere that everyone should be a part of. That's why it's my favorite
Last year was my first college football game. I went to Michigan, Ohio State.
How was that?
And it was phenomenal. Yeah. I loved every second of it. It was amazing. So, yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a fun year. Not going to change my opinions much.
You can always.
You'll see a little. Bias.
As the season progresses,
you'll see me getting a little arrogant. But
I'll calm you down. I'll calm you down.
I love you. Look, I got to ask you, Owen. They lose Kenneth Walker.
Right.
Naylor goes to the NFL. The backfield. There's a lot of talks. Good things coming out with Broussard, right? You can't replace Kenneth Walker.
No.
How do you compensate for that loss of talent, that loss of skill, that impact, that X factor? Is it just going to be Jaden Reed? Or what else does this offense have to give us that maybe people at home aren't really seeing yet?
Well, Michigan State's backfield, they're going to call it whatever nickname you want, but I'm calling it Thunder and Lightning. Because Jarek Broussard, Jalen Berger, those two guys, they've had success at their former schools. Obviously in 2020, Jarek Broussard was 2020 Offensive Player of the Pac-12. And then Jalen Berger, he was the leading rusher for Wisconsin in 2020. That's how good those players are. I love everything I'm hearing out of camp for them. They're both going to have big nights tonight. I'd be interested just to see it doesn't really matter who starts really for this game. Just kind of see snap count and everything for that because it's Western Michigan. So if things go off the rails and they start to pull away, that sort of numbers go kind of out the door. So it doesn't really matter today. But Jaden Reed, obviously he's going to have a big year. But we talked to Jaden Reed a couple weeks ago. We asked him about Keon Coleman. He said, Keon Coleman, this guy, whatever his expectations you have for him, double them, because this guy, he's at basketball games. He's on the basketball team. He's throwing down dunks like it's a dunk contest. I have videos on my phone. It's insane. Nobody acknowledges that. He's a freak athlete, 6'3", 6'4", depends who you talk to. This kid is shredded. He's got a ton of speed. He can go up and get it. He has that breakaway kind of speed. This guy is somebody that people are going to be talking about in East Lansing. He said it on his Twitter a couple weeks ago. He said, breakout season coming. And he's that confident in himself. Izzo loves him. Mel Tucker loves him. There's a reason why they got this guy in East Lansing to go alongside. Obviously, Naylor's a big loss, but you know what? You have Keon Coleman, Jaden Reed, and Trey Mosley as well. And then Bernard can come in as that fourth guy. He's got a lot of potential. Jaden Reed says that Jeremy Bernard is the next him. That's how good he thinks this guy is. And
Impressive.
there's a lot of hype coming around that team. I think the one problem is offensive line and the depth. They like the guys that they have there right now. Samick is going to be taking over at center. A couple other guys. Horse is back. But if there's 2-3 injuries, it's going to be a rough season.
I need to humble you a little bit this morning, okay? I look at Michigan, and what causes concern for me is the loss of Mike McDonald. And I don't think it's being talked about enough. And I think it's a big deal. And I think they are going to step back on defense significantly this year. And it may cost them a few games. Michigan State. It's easy for me to say they don't have Kenneth Walker this year. They're not going to be the same team. I think that's the easy answer. But you just brought it up. That offensive line is very thin. But where I'm going to go with it is this secondary could make or break Mel Tucker's season this year.
Yep, absolutely.
The offense this year. The potential they do have. Michigan State does have really good potential, like you said. But that secondary can easily cost you 3, even 4 games this year. And it doesn't have to be against the actual good teams you play either. That'll cost you. Mike McDonald, that exit at Michigan is really concerning for me. I'm going into this year with Michigan State saying, damn, their secondary might cost them a lot of football games. Thoughts?
Like I said, Xavier Henderson is back. They have those guys there. Like, these guys, they brought in some transfers. Tucker's now coaching them. Like, we talked to Xavier Henderson back in July. He said they're basically playing for Scotty Hazelton because he's getting a lot of hate, rightfully so. I mean, defense was not strong for Michigan State. They have those guys. I talked about Windman. I talked about Brule. That pass rush, they think, can complement the secondary and be much better. They think Tucker's talked about these guys coming back for another year at Michigan State that were in the secondary before. He believes they're going to be better. Chuck Brantley, Gross, like all these guys in the secondary, they think are going to be better. Obviously, we haven't seen them in action, so I can't totally answer that question where I'm like, yeah, like they're going to be 100% better and everything, but Amir Speed's going to be there. He's going to be a big factor. He's going to be taking the #1 wide receiver for every team. He's that good. And then you have those other guys that can fill in around him. So they're going to be better for sure. I think the biggest thing is kicker that costs them games. That I talked about that to start, but kicker's just a huge concern, and it's a huge question mark.
I love this comment. I love this comment. Mel Tucker owes Kenneth Walker a lot of money. He got paid because he got lucky in the portal.
Dude, he got a car.
MSU mid as F.
There's a lot of NIL money going around that nobody
Lucky in the transfer portal?
Trust me, Kenneth Walker got some
He wasn't the only one that Tucker brought in that delivered immediately in the portal.
Correct.
Like, how ignorant are we this morning? But it is from a Michigan fan, so I'm not
I'm sure he got taken care of.
It's probably a salty Michigan fan.
Nothing to do with NIL. The coaches spotted the talent. The coaches get the credit for that.
Absolutely.
One. Did anybody, even the coaches, think this is a Walter Camp Award winner? Maybe not to that extent, but they saw potential. They absolutely did. Come on.
And they brought in these new transfers for defense for that main reason. Obviously, they had
and they're doing a hell of a job with it.
Right, and I think tonight is the first time we see it. Obviously, Akron's whatever. It's going to be a blowout. But tonight you get to see that defense in action. Those 2 running backs, Ladarius Jefferson.
If I may. Mm-hmm. If I may. Because I do like to engage with the audience, even when I think they're a bunch of idiots sometimes.
Mm-hmm. You have to.
Mel Tucker hit the lottery with Kenneth Walker. Let's say I want to entertain that and I give you that this morning. Then you have to admit that Jim Harbaugh hit the lottery with Aiden Hutchinson and Mike McDonald last season. Can you admit that? Anybody? We're just going to go quiet.
No,
Aiden Hutchinson, nobody knew who the hell he was going into the year. Nobody had the expectation that he would be a number 2 overall pick in the draft. Nobody would even consider saying he was going to be a Heisman finalist before the year. The same criteria as Kenneth Walker. Both absolutely exploded onto the scene. Nothing? What about Mike Macdonald? Shouldn't Jim Harbaugh be thanking Mike Macdonald? Because the 1 year it wasn't Don Brown, who Jim Harbaugh was too stubborn to get rid of. In comes Mike Macdonald, and it's their best defense they've had arguably since probably 97. Stop. Don't be stupid with me this morning. If you're going to talk out of your ass, this is what's going to happen. We'll be back in just a few minutes. When we get back, you know what time it is. For the first time this year, I got my bets ready for all of you. Adam's Bets returns officially this weekend. I've got a list of games. I'll tell you what to do with them, whether or not to parlay them. We got them all. You guys be the judges. You tell me if I'm off. I have a few underdogs. I do have a few upsets as well. It's going to be a great weekend. But before we go, I got to tell you about the official sponsor of the Woodward Sports Studios, and that is Planet Fitness. Get to a Planet Fitness near you. They have many Metro Detroit locations. Start up for $0 down, $10 a month. Your fitness is essential. Sign up today by visiting planetfitness.com or again visiting one of their many Metro Detroit locations. Take your mental and physical health seriously. Get to the gym, and we'll see you in just a bit.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Jeff Iafrate here, and I'm going to tell you about Alta, because at Alta, uptime matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. You have a big project coming up, Alta Rent has you covered. Call them today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA today.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show. I have to say this is a very, very, very exciting time here at the network. I'll be supporting Michigan State this year. It's going to be fun. I hope you all enjoyed the announcement. But now it's time for my bets. And boy, have I missed doing them. So the goal is to go 5-0 this weekend. We got 5 games for you. And we're going to start with tonight's game, Michigan State and Western. Michigan State, a 20.5-point favorite at home. I'm going to take Michigan State on the points. Okay. Give me the points. 20.5 I think is very reasonable for an opener, especially at home. I think the defense, like Owen has hinted to, will be a lot better than people think. I think this game they'll show a lot of flashes. I don't see Western Michigan putting up more than probably 17, 20 points at the most. And I think Michigan State's offense will be in cruise control tonight. Michigan State easily tonight. It's usually typically blowout fashion in college football anyways. You might as well take the number. So I'm taking 20.5 points with Michigan State. Moving on to the Michigan-Colorado State game tomorrow.
With Cade.
With Cade McNamara.
They're going to
Michigan State, or excuse me, Michigan is not going to just cruise. They're going to slaughter.
Yeah.
They're going to slaughter Colorado State. Having said that, I'm not comfortable betting a 30.5-point favorite. What I am comfortable, though, is betting the over on the points at 61.5. All I need is Colorado State to get me 14 points, and I think it's more than doable. More than doable against Michigan's defense, especially in an opener. They get me 14 points, I am very confident in Michigan putting up more than 48 points that game. More than confident. I have full faith that they're going to go out there. They're going to run the ball all over Colorado State. Cade McNamara is going to make probably some good throws. He'll look good. Michigan's going to put up more than 40 points. I just need Colorado State to put together a few scoring drives. I think it's doable. Take the over on the points. Ohio State hosting Notre Dame, the number 2 ranked team in Ohio State versus number 5 in the country. Big matchup. And I know what you guys are thinking. Damn. I get the number 5 team as a 17.5-point underdog? Smash the button for Notre Dame. Psych! Ohio State is going to motherfuck Notre Dame on Saturday. They're going to make it look like a number 2 team is playing an FCS team. One of those shitty teams that have like a dragon logo. God knows who the hell they are. Notre Dame, they're going to get killed tonight. Give me 17.5 points for Ohio State. C.J. Stroud, Smith and Jimba, Marvin Harrison Jr. Day 1, the Heisman race starts tonight, or excuse me, tomorrow night. C.J. Stroud making his case this year. They're going to beat Notre Dame handily. First upset of the weekend. And my first money line bet. At plus 315, I'm going to take South Florida at home.
Oh, the Bulls.
Against BYU.
BYU.
I hate BYU.
People are high on them.
People are always high on them because they beat a bunch of nobodies and a bunch of white boy schools.
What would you say South Florida is?
Huh?
Yeah, I was going to say South Florida's a nobody.
South Florida is?
What do you mean?
Are they a nobody?
They're nobody.
They're in Conference USA.
So they're beating.
Yeah.
You know.
They're going to lose to a nobody. That's where I'm getting at. God damn it. Shut the hell up. Plus 315, give me South Florida on the upset against number 25 ranked BYU. That's my one upset of the weekend.
Is that really an upset, though?
Huh?
Is that really an upset?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah,
absolutely.
BYU's like a
dude. They're plus 315.
Some
dude.
people think they should be like
BYU should, quote unquote, should win this game.
Okay.
Yeah. Stop. Shut the hell up. The lock of the weekend. The button you should smash the most.
Okay.
The lock, the absolute money lock this weekend.
I'm waiting.
Another team that has a quarterback looking to make his Heisman case. New head coach. Offensive-minded head coach. You smash minus 32.5. Take the points with USC over the weekend against Rice. USC 32.5-point favorites right now. Smash the points. Take it, run with it, put it in your pocket. USC will score 70 points tonight. Is it tonight? No, it's tomorrow. Excuse me.
What do you think they'll give up?
20 at the most.
Okay.
20 at the most.
A defense.
USC will score 70. 70 in the opener.
Wow.
Remember, this is a prove-it game for Lincoln Riley. You may think, oh, it's not a big deal. It's the first game. It's Rice. They just need to win it.
It's the debut.
No.
Yeah, it's the debut, yeah.
Caleb Williams, Biletnikoff winner, Lincoln Riley, arguably the greatest offensive-minded coach in college football right now.
Yeah.
You're going to come out and make a statement. It's at home. Crowd's going to be packed.
Well,
you're going to want to put up 40, 50 points in that first half.
LA standards.
Smash.
I'll be interested to see how many fans they get there.
Yeah, they're going to get like 20,000,
yeah, I mean,
maybe.
I'd say for Lincoln Riley's first game, it's going to be pretty hyped.
I would hope so.
I would say 42 to 48 points, 49 points in the first half. Give me USC in the points, 32.5. Those are my 5 games. If you parlay them all together, and it doesn't have to be much. If you put $25 on this 5-team parlay, it'll pay out about $1,345. And that is Michigan State in the points, Michigan and Colorado State on the over, Ohio State in the points, South Florida on the upset against BYU, and USC in the points. Those are my 5 bets this weekend. What do you guys think?
We're going to come back Tuesday. You might be a richer man than you were Friday.
Oh, I will be. I bet on all these individually. I will parlay them. The parlays are always nice whenever they hit.
Yeah.
But I'm going to bet these all significantly over the weekend individually. I'm very excited.
So you do them one at a time then?
Oh, of course. Yeah, I never give out this amount of bets. I bet them all individually.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, you're asking to lose if you take a 5-team parlay.
And then you go to other people's phones and smash a parlay on
because
there.
They're not going to put hundreds of dollars on the game like I do. So it's not worth it. What, you put $20 on USC to cover minus 110? What do you win? $18?
Yeah, nothing.
Woo! Come on.
That's what my friend does. He'll just,
So you take the $5-10 bucks you have in your account and you throw it on a 5-team parlay and you hope it hits. And then you go to McDonald's and celebrate. I don't know what you do.
What about Georgia, Oregon?
You didn't do that one.
That line.
I avoided it
Too iffy.
Boo.
Georgia coming off a national title game, championship. Oregon, I believe, are only 14.5-point dogs.
I think it's like 17 and a
Is it?
half. I
So
don't know
they're
what
somewhere
book you're
here.
looking
I'll
at.
check actually. What am I
Depends.
doing?
Yeah, but
Oregon are 16.5-point
16 and a half.
underdogs. I would be confident taking Georgia on that line, but I'm going to avoid it. That's just a game I'm going to avoid.
It's a big prove-it game for Dan Lanning. Obviously, he's playing his former club and everything, and it's a big what is Bo Nix at Oregon. Obviously, they lose Travis Dye, too, over to USC. That's something interesting to watch out for. But Georgia's still got a goated defense. Like their defensive line is insane still. It's not as good as Bama's, but it's still, even though they lost those guys, they're really good. They have the most packed tight end room I've ever seen in my life. They have good offense, good defense. I think they handle them, Oregon, pretty easily.
All right, well, we will take a quick pause. When we get back, mailbag time. Get all of your questions in the chat. For all you salty Michigan fans, if you want to ask me why I chose Michigan State, don't worry, I already have the answer. Go look in the mirror. We'll be back in just a bit, but before we go, I got to tell you about the Mulligan, the official drink of the summer, brought to you by our good friends over at Gypsy Vodka. Of course, whether you're on the golf course, whether you're at the woodshed, whether you're doing whatever the hell you want to be doing, make sure you're drinking a Mulligan. 8% alcohol, iced tea, lemonade, Gypsy Vodka mix. Make sure you're supporting local as always, and please, 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 don't be like Owen. Drink responsibly.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries, what will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show, joined by Owen, Jeff, Iafrate, Fish, myself, and of course, Alex in the booth.
You guys are missing a great basketball game, by the way, just so you know.
Fish, shut the hell up.
Bruh.
First question. Adam, what would you do if Fish was the commissioner of the Fantasy Football League? I'd kill him, and I would never allow that to happen, so we'll move on. Adam, who do you think will win?
Well
Fish, shut the
Sunday.
hell up. Adam, who do you think will win your Fantasy Football League?
Me.
Well, the work league or our
league, our league. Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
I'm gonna say in our division, right, in our league.
Yeah.
I've got my money on Justin Slanik's team.
Oh, wow.
I think at some point somebody's going to offer him a really good trade for Joe Burrow because he's got Justin Herbert.
He also
somebody's going to want Herbert, and I think that's the move that'll just make his team too deep. I love his roster. He got Jamar Chase. He got who did he get in the second round? I think he went Jamar Chase, Debo.
He's got some studs.
So he's got a hell of a team. I like your team, Jeff. Jeff's team is pretty deep. You went CMC and then
Nick Chubb.
Was it Nick Chubb and then Saquon, right? No, you didn't get Saquon.
I'd have to look, honestly. It's kind of blanking out, but I like my team.
I like you. You and Justin, for me, are at the top on who I put my money on. Even though ESPN has me number one, I'm not going to vote on myself, so we'll move on from that. Let's see. I got Notre Dame and a 3-loss season for Ohio State. Yeah, okay.
Whoa.
3 loss for Ohio State.
If you're right on that, I will offer you a job here at the network. Adam, are you going to do get strippers? No, I'm not going to get strippers if Michigan State beats Michigan. If Michigan State beats Michigan this year, which would shock me, because it would be embarrassing to lose 3 straight times to Mel Tucker with that football team that Jim Harbaugh is going to be fielding, especially on offense. Having said that, I will be up here on a beautiful Monday morning. And I will have a hit list. And I will be
should I
going
come
at
in for
certain
that one?
individuals. What is it?
Should I come in for that one?
You
too?
probably would want to. Front row seats. It'll be absolutely epic. We'll put it that way. Ryan Lentz says Burrow is not good. Shut the hell up, Ryan. You were trying to trade for him. Shut the hell up.
It would be Halloween too.
It would be Halloween,
yeah.
yep. So I'll dress up as Jim Harbaugh and all. And, I don't want to give it all away. Who wins the Big Ten this year? I think we all agree.
Ohio State.
Yeah. Ohio State.
I think better
100%.
question is who wins the West, but
what is it?
Who wins the West and then loses to Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game?
It's a better conversation.
No, it's not. I think it's irrelevant. I hope they get rid of divisions,
but, like,
by the way.
We're just talking like competition-wise, like it's gonna be Ohio State.
Yeah, who's losing to Ohio State? Pretty much.
I'm gonna put my money on nobody. I'm not comfortable making a decision in the West.
Okay.
I'm just not.
See, so it is a better question then.
Over under for couches burned by Owen this season, 2.5.
2.5. 2.5. Well, we would have to.
4.
We're not burning for Akron. That's.
You're burning for
couches,
Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're burning for Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
I say Wisconsin. We would burn couches
If they were still ranked and good at the time.
Yeah, I would assume so. Minnesota, maybe. It
What's the
depends.
whole thing with burning couches?
You
by the
wouldn't
way?
do
I
it
never
for
understood that.
Washington?
Dude, you
Give
got
me
to
a
come up to
lesson
state.
on being
You
a
gotta-
Michigan State
Now
person.
that you're a Spartan
you gotta
fan, come
convert.
up. You know what? Can we get you to burn a couch?
I'll burn a fucking couch.
Yeah, you know he will.
We'll get you in Cedar Village. We'll get you to burn a couch. It'll be freaking legendary.
And like nobody gets mad about that?
Well, it's
I mean,
frowned upon, but
yeah, the cops show
everyone
up,
does
but-
it. It's like you could see fires popping around East Lansing after a win. It's after we beat Duke in the to go to the Final Four in 2019. It was like East Lansing was a flame.
boy,
It's a sight to see. If we beat Ohio State, oh my God, the East Lansing might not
City's getting on
exist
fire.
anymore.
Yikes.
I love that.
All right, let's see. Owen, what year did you graduate? Owen's still going to state.
I'm in my
Owen
junior
is still
year.
an active student. Who's your early Heisman Trophy winner prediction? I'll let you start, Owen.
Stroud. I think
Stroud?
CJ Stroud. We're talking about how good Ohio State's going to be. I think that offense is going to be that good. Offensive line's that good. Marvin Harrison Jr., Jackson Smith and Jigba. When you have two of the best wide receivers in the country, you're going to probably win Heisman. And if they go undefeated, he's going to win Heisman.
All right, Jeff.
That's why I mess with my guy Owen, CJ Stroud, because I think they have the best offense in the country. And look at the quarterback, CJ Stroud. So I'll go CJ. But they have Jackson Smith. I mean, I can see a receiver winning it as well. But like, gotta give it.
Wait, they always
give
go
it to quarterback
though. Like so
Yeah.
that maybe that would be interesting to see if those
Does
two go
Bryce
back
Young
and forth.
have an opportunity?
Back to back.
Well, absolutely,
A
yeah.
realistic chance.
Yeah, he's
to
always
do it
going to
this
be.
year.
I think he'll always be in that conversation. But
their Bama's offense is really good, but their defense might overshadow their offense this year. That's how good
Well,
their
there's a
defense is.
linebacker that is getting a lot of love for the Heisman this year.
And
so.
right next to him was Dallas Turner, who's
Will
one of the best
Anderson.
linebackers in the country too.
Will
So-
Anderson be in that in that conversation?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm going to agree with CJ Stroud. I think they're just loaded. You look at the schedule.
Dude, they're going to...
They're going to be able to have a few statements with the Notre Dame game. Think about it. Like, I always look at narrative.
What if Notre Dame somehow wins? Does everyone?
I think it's done. I
Okay.
think the Heisman thing is done.
Okay.
Unless Stroud plays out of his mind, and it's the defense that lets him down.
Because he looked a little rough to start the season, and then he just really
He
figured
turned it
out.
on. Yeah, I think he'll go from start to finish. He'll be phenomenal. They have Notre Dame. They've got the Big Ten games, obviously, and then they end it with Michigan. They got about 3-4 statement games where it's like, where's his Heisman moment? And that's like one of the things I always said about last year. Even Bryce Young, what was his Heisman moment? Auburn?
Oh,
In
yeah.
a low-scoring game?
To win the
In a low-scoring game?
correct.
But
'cause-
he made plays down the stretch, though.
They could have missed
Fair enough.
playoffs. You
But
know, it was
who?
like, you know,
But who had the biggest Heisman moment or the greatest Heisman moment?
Kenneth Walker had a pretty
Five
big
touchdown
moment.
performance
Or
against
I guess
Michigan
you
in an
could say
undefeated
Hodge.
matchup.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker.
So
Fair.
that's where my head's at. I think Stroud has the most opportunities along with Bryce Young. I don't see Caleb Williams having that many national stage opportunities to showcase why he should win the Heisman.
Right.
So it's a two-headed race for me right now, and I would lean C.J. Stroud 100%.
who's a surprise Heisman candidate nobody's talking about?
Bijan Robinson.
Bijan?
Just a sleeper.
I think it really depends on Texas' success too.
Right. Yeah,
and
they gotta
they've
win
had
games.
a couple of Isaiah Nair was a huge loss for them in camp. So I don't know. I would say I liked your pick of Klubnik if he is starting. We talked about it like a while ago, but Cade Klubnik, guy to watch out for if he does start. But
Cade Klubnik would qualify as the one that nobody talks about, and it wouldn't surprise me if Dabo pulled that very, very early.
They're going to find out. They play some easy
they're going to know
teams, but that's when you're
going to
plugging
know.
Cade.
100%. They're going to know after 2 games. Hell, they probably already know now. They're just going to double check.
Yeah, they'll find out.
We'll see. That's it for today's show. Everybody have a great Labor Day weekend, by the way. Go green tonight. Officially,
College
it's the
football's
first time
back,
I can
baby.
say it. Michigan State Western. I'll be smoking a nice cigar watching that game
How do you know?
in the hotel tonight.
Okay,
Maybe
good.
I'll go down to a bar out in Chicago. We'll see. I'll be in Chicago this
Call
weekend.
me after the game. We'll
Believe me.
Yeah.
Believe me, you'll hear enough of me after the game. My wife is going to hate me tonight. Having said
boy.
that, you all have a great Labor Day weekend. Enjoy
too,
your days
Adam.
off.
Yes.
Appreciate all of you and the work you do. When we get back next Tuesday,
Yep.
it starts. It all starts.
Oh, boy.
And I cannot wait. Leading up to JJ's first start, leading up to the second game of the year for Michigan State,
Lions
leading
football.
up to the
So much fun
Lions
stuff.
season
Yep.
opener.
Eagles.
It is going to be a phenomenal week next week. You can't miss a goddamn minute of the
Football's
show.
back, baby. Let's
Football's
go.
back.
Let's
You all
go.
have a great rest of your weekend. Appreciate you. Have a good one.
Bye. Go enjoy football, basketball, all the sports.
No, basketball's not yet.